separate shot. What I wanted to do was go over how to lift your Subaru. So right now what's on the car is a 2-inch lift, which is 2003 Forester struts. On the 02 to 07 Subaru Imprezas, the Forester struts from I think 1999 to 2007 all fit, or it's 2006 is the latest model. And what I picked up was, I just went to my local junkyard, which was Littleton U-Pull, which is about a 30-minute drive. They had a very, very clean set of 2003 Forester Struts and Springs. Picked them up for about 90 bucks, super cheap. Don't buy them off eBay, there's no point. Especially if you're not looking for a massive lift, don't buy new ones with king springs, like unless you're looking for like a 3-inch lift. And I also have 2-inch trailing arm spacers from SUMO Parts. SUMO Parts is actually local, just north of where I live. And the guys are super nice. I called them up and was like, hey, I ordered something from Subtle Solutions, it's not getting here soon enough. I got tired of waiting. They were like, yeah, I'll meet you halfway, because we don't really have a showroom or anything like that, which I was totally fine with. Met him halfway, he had the receipt, everything printed out, done for me, 2-inch trailing arm spacers, and he was like, give me a call if anything doesn't work or if you have any issues. We've had tons of experience with cars like these, so we can help you out. And I was like, sweet, thank you. But some of the things that you run into when you're lifting the car: buy camber bolts, because when you lift the car, you're gonna have an unnecessary amount of positive camber, and you don't need that. The car is gonna sit like this. Another thing is tires. For my 2007 Impreza wagon, I have 215 65 16 tires from Grabber. They are the Grabber AT2s. Super nice tire. They're not loud at all. You don't really hear them hum at all on the highway. I've never heard it. And honestly, the Subarus are known for having terrible sound deadening, but honestly, you can't hear it. The rims I'm running, or wheels, if people really want to get mad at me for that, are 2003. The wheels I'm running on the car right now with those General Grabbers are 16 by 7 Forester 2006 rims, the ones with the dimples. Some of them have like a 5-spoke flat wheel and then the 5 spokes with a small divot in the middle. Those are the newer models, which I kind of like more, and I think they're wider. I think the older models are 6.5 inches, the newer ones are 7 inches. So I opted for the 7-inch one, and it looks really aggressive. I love it so much. Another thing that you encounter with the lift is you have to disconnect the sway bars. There's no way around that right now, just because there aren't any new links that anyone has come out with, or lifted sway bar attachments or different sway bars that you could use. So what you have to do is you kind of have to disconnect them. It's not a big deal. It's very easy to notice in the beginning. I went straight from lowered with strut towers and stiff springs to lifted, and you feel the difference instantly, and it's kind of scary. You feel like the car is going to flip. It's not. It's not tall enough. There's no way. It's got such a low center of gravity to begin with. You only lift it at 2 inches. It's not much. It's like the same as a new 2015, 2018 Outback. You're at about the same engine level, so it's the same thing. It gets a little squirrely on the highway. It's not that bad though, and once you get used to it, it's not bad. It's dailyable, easy. So far it's been a monster on trails. It's been a monster off-road. So yeah, you have to disconnect the sway bars. I've heard that some people reconnect them and within a week they'll snap the end links. Please don't do that. You don't need to do that. Just, there might be parts coming out from SUMO within the next year or so. I don't want to say anything about it because I heard him talk about it, or I heard the guys talk about it from SUMO. There might be something coming out for that, but honestly, you don't need it. Mine are just hanging right now. They're in the car. I just zip tied them up into a small space so that the end links won't dangle. So yeah, the sway bar is still in the car. It doesn't make any noises or anything. Another thing you run into with these cars when they're lifted is bigger tires, and the largest sizes I've seen that you could fit with not rubbing too much is on a 16-inch rim you can do a 215 65, and on a 15-inch rim you can do a 215 75, or whatever width you want, 205 75. Past that, you could start rubbing really bad on the side skirts, and at that point you'd have to take them off, maybe bang some stuff around so you can actually turn the wheel. But those are the two sizes that I know that fit. Mine are 65 on 16s, and they fit flawlessly. There's a little bit of rub, but you don't notice it, and it's only when it's like slightly turned to the right or left, and you're going over small bumps. But other than that, you don't feel it. Alright, so that's the general idea of how to lift your Subaru Impreza. 02 to 07 is what I have. 2003 Forester Struts and Springs, 2-inch trailing arm spacers, 16-inch wheels with 215, 65, 16 General Grabber AT2s. A lot of Subaru guys like using it. And if you really want to, you can take off the side skirts. Camber bolts, please, camber bolts. You need it if you're lifting the car. But yeah, that's pretty much all you need. It's the cheapest route unless you want to do strut top spacers, which a lot of people, I think it's worse for the Imprezas because their struts are smaller. So what happens is you can't run as big of a tire on them. They start rubbing the bottom of the spring perch. I think that's what it's called. So go with Forester Springs, you can run bigger tires. This is maxing out the size right now. It's about like a finger's worth between the strut, not the strut, but the bottom spring perch and the tire. So go with Forester struts. Don't do the lift unless you want to do Forester struts and spacers on top. But yeah, very general. That's about all you need.